Hello dear friends, and welcome to another live stream here in the page World of Wisdom and Spiritual Adventure. I'm out in the street going for a walk, and I will talk to you like this, going for a walk. So, how can we deal with tiredness, loneliness, and fatigue, like stress actually? This is something that is very common in our life. The majority of people feel it. Yes, in some periods at least of our life we are experiencing tiredness, sadness, loneliness, fatigue. And today in this live stream I want to stress the most important reasons why this happens to us, and to try to give you some tips what you should take care of in order to overcome this. Of course, there is a lot of noise. I'm outside. There is just the one dog barking here. Maybe he wants to be famous, to be in the video, I don't know. I hope you will hear very well what I'm saying to you. Of course, I have a microphone, so I think it will be more easy. But we will start now from the most important. The first thing that we should take care of if we want to fight and to deal with tiredness and loneliness is to understand the main reason why this happens. The number one reason. Okay. The number one reason that this happens is that we do not have a purpose in our life. We are living in autopilot, meaning we are doing what we have been told that we should do. We are living in the way that everybody else is living, and we are trying to find who we are through copying other people's ideas, opinions, purposes, reasons why, and so on. The majority of people, they are deciding what to do generally in their life, and they put their lives in a trajectory, like they decide what job to do, how to live, the lifestyle, to get married or not, and so on. Not based on what they have discovered about themselves, but based on external influences. And we're starting from influences from the parents, from the family. For example, the family influence is very strong, and if you will have this influence from the family, it means that you will be pressured if you will be deviating from what the family would like. Yes, family meaning probably your parents and your closest relatives. There is a big influence there. Okay, I'm also passing the street. I hope I will be safe talking to the video and walking on the street. Anyway, so another influence is our peers. For example, we work, we go in the society, in the world, maybe in the university, and there is the pressure of the peers, of the colleagues, of the peers, of the people like us. This is also very, very big influence, and we want to fit in, as we say. Okay, so this is the number one reason. And other influences, there are many influences like businesses, brands, fashion, religion, modern ideas, like the things that the majority of people follow, groups of people, like what they're doing, like football teams. So many, many, many influences. Okay, and someone inside all these influences, we can say that someone can lose himself very easily. Okay, and so the first reason of tiredness is when you have this feeling that you don't know who you are, you lost yourself, and basically you are following, you don't know what you are following, but you are not living your own life. So you have this kind of feeling of vanity in your life, that what you are doing is in vain, it doesn't go anywhere, because exactly you don't have your own purpose. It's like you are doing things without really knowing inside of you why you are doing them. Imagine, for example, somebody who would go somewhere, will start a trip, just following others where they're going without him wanting to go anywhere. He goes out, takes his car, and starts seeing what others are doing, asking people, where are you going? I'm going here in the weekend, I'm going in the mountain. Oh, okay, good idea, let's go to the mountain. So, yes, good idea, but you didn't know what to do. You didn't know where to go by yourself, right? And this, in the end of the day, if you live all your life like this, you will start feeling that you don't know yourself. And this is the number one reason for this tiredness. Because this tiredness that the majority of people face today, the burnouts and so on, it is not really like physical tiredness, it is psychological, mental tiredness, and spiritual tiredness actually. And the main reason is this. Okay, the people don't live their own lives, they live somebody else's life, they don't have their own purpose, they have forgotten their true impulses. Okay, you need to live with your own impulse. Impulse meaning to feel the vibe of what you want to do in your life, the vibe of your own purpose. Yes, to have the feeling that your life is as if you are playing in a great movie, as if you are in a mission. This is why there are this kind of expressions, spiritual expressions, your life's mission and so on. You need to have this kind of, also in yoga there is this called tapas, the inner fire, to wake up in the morning and feel fired up to live. This only happens when you are on your path and you know when you are going, where you are going, you have a purpose. Okay, and the second reason and how to deal with it is to know how to set goals in your life. Because without having a goal, it's like you are a captain with a ship, but you don't have a destination. You're just going around in the ocean, right? Sooner or later, you are going to get tired. Imagine, for example, what is the difference between Christopher Columbus and somebody else who would take a ship and go in the ocean and just for months and months and months go around with the ship back and forth, left and right, without really having, a destination, a goal where he's heading towards, right? Of course, after some time everybody would feel discouraged, tired, and they would want to abandon the ship or go back. And except the fact that you can say you can go back, sure, in this case, why not go back? But if you would go aimlessly in the ocean of life or in the real ocean, you'd actually be lost. And many people today have this feeling of being lost. They feel lost in their life, and because of this, they cannot go back because there is no back where to go. Hello, Daniela, always here in the live stream, supporting the live stream. Thank you. And I wish I give some valuable information for you in these live streams. If you find valuable what I'm sharing with you, as I always tell you, please click the like button, and if you see this video in the YouTube, subscribe to our channel, help the channel to grow, because I post this video also in YouTube, in our YouTube channel, and also click the like button there, share some love with us, because I'm sharing all my knowledge and love with you, and I want to give you this understanding and knowledge in order to put your life in the right path. So, we'll continue. So, you need to understand how to set goals. You need to have a goal. Goals, not generally to have a goals, like many people in the New Year's Eve, they make the resolutions, they put goals and then they forget them. Not like this. Goals that inspire you, like exactly Christopher Columbus, who was going towards discovery of India. Yes, and he discovered America. So he had the purpose. He had the goal. He had the big goal, a very, very, very big goal. Dangerous goal, high goal, something that nobody else did. And many, many other people who went to the moon, did great things, tried to save the world or do great things. These are goals that inspire, yes? Also in the past, the knights, the warriors, the spiritual warriors, they had some goal. They would become very much strong in the training. They would grow up training in the castles and so on. They would become warriors, they would become knights, and then they had a purpose. The purpose was to find the Holy Grail. And they were living with this holy purpose, a very big purpose, because nobody had found except few people, and the ones who found the Holy Grail, they would not reveal it because it was a secret, and everybody had to discover it by himself. Living for such a big purpose makes everything different. The rest of the people live habitually, just without goals, without purpose, just copying purposes and goals from what the majority are doing, and then in the end, of course, they feel lost, like you are lost in the ocean, and they feel without purpose. They feel like tired, they feel lonely. This feeling of loneliness is not because we are alone. Look, now I am shooting this video and I'm walking in the street, and there are hundreds of people passing around me all the time, so I'm not alone. I cannot be alone. There are so many people. Of course, some people look also at me because it's weird to shoot a video like this in the middle of the street, but this doesn't matter. We are not alone. Yes, and if you are open, then you can communicate with a lot of people and you will not feel lonely. But this feeling of loneliness is not because there is nobody to connect. It's because we feel depressed. We feel psychologically tired. We feel stressed because we don't know where we are going exactly and why, the purpose. Now, I will tell you about another reason, the third reason why this happens and how to deal with it. The third reason is that we live habitually, through habits. And it's something that we are trained to do this. It's like we are indoctrinated from our upbringing to live with habits. Everybody in society tries to tell us to create habits to stabilize our life. Having habits, if these habits are helping you to evolve, they are good habits. For example, if I have a habit to go to the gym, so I can be more strong, so I can be more fit, so I can be more healthy, so I can travel all over the world and go after my passions. Yes, this is a good habit, but this is not a habitual life. I know people, for example, who live in a kind of nomadic modern life, and they are training the physical body, and they are traveling in the same time everywhere in the world. And wherever they are going, their first, one of their first thing to do is to find where they are a way to train their physical body, because they are sportive type of people, and they can do it. They go, let's say, you can be every week in different place and still keep a regime to keep yourself healthy and fit, because this helps you, promotes your life and helps you to be creative and to pursue your dreams. But there is another kind of habit, which is a habit that makes your life dull, makes your life a rut, like a repetitive circle, and makes your life boring. This is negative, this is wrong, and you should avoid this. And you need to check yourself if your life has a tendency, or you have a tendency to try to stabilize, in quotes, to stabilize your life by making your life with a lot of habits, then you should think twice. You should think, what can you do different and creative so to break exactly this habit and this mechanical way of living. Now I will pass the street very fast. There are no cars. I'm doing something not habitual here, because in Romania everybody passed through the white lines. I just passed in the middle of the street. Not everybody, but anyway, normally I shouldn't do that. But let's say now that I was talking about how to break habits, let's break one small habit. I don't recommend this, of course, but the street was empty. And the fourth reason So let's finish with the third first. I hope you understood what is the third reason, right? What you have to do is to check if you have the tendency to fix more and more habits, especially the habits that are making your life boring and just repetitive, just because you need to be more safe and stable. No, you need to train yourself to live in an adventure, because this kind of mechanical way of living destroys the feeling of adventure, which is very important if you want to overcome this feeling of tiredness. One big reason of tiredness is because people avoid to be adventurous and to be excited in their life. They avoid, also this is connected with the third reason, they avoid all the goals that are very big and they would disturb the safety zone, the comfort zone. They avoid it, although they can dream about this. Maybe they were dreaming about this when they were kids or something like that, but in the end of the day they will avoid it if the opportunity comes, or even if not the opportunity comes but they could pursue it, that they would avoid it and they would go for the safe route just because it is dangerous. And with this way you are killing your creativity, you are killing your soul, you are killing your spirit. As the Toltecs say, the shamans, the edge of the arrow. It's like our spirit is like an arrow, and in front the arrow has this edge that penetrates. This is the most important part of the arrow, and you are killing this. It's like you are cutting this part of the arrow, then the arrow is not anymore useful. It does not penetrate the air, does not fly, because you are trying for safety. So don't do this. Aim for the adventure, even if it will disturb your peace. And the fourth and last reason why, which is connected also, why we feel tired, lonely and stressed, is because of the way we communicate with the other people. This is a very big thing that happens to us and key. Because anyway, we live in this society as it is, and an adventure in this world as we have built it would be our relationships with the other people. The way we relate with the other people is not so good for us, because it also includes all the other reasons, three that I told you. It is reflected in our relationships. For example, we don't know what is the purpose of relationship first. So we engage with other people mechanically. We don't know what to say, why to relate with them, what to do with them. Many of our relationships are like this, and of course we need to have friends, and we would like to go to meet some people when we feel alone and so on. And if this happens, then we want to stay alone, and we have the minimum communication. I mean, I have seen the most lonely people when I was living in New York, where there were, I don't know how many millions of people living together. And one time in one workshop I did there, came one lady who said that she was feeling like depressed, and I told her like why? Because she was living alone in the center of Manhattan, and she would not go out very much from her apartment. She was spending basically all her life for years locked in the apartment and going minimal outside to buy some things and back. And I told her why you are doing this. Why? In the end she understood that it was because she cannot open to people. She was afraid to people. And you are afraid to people because the other people are not like zombies or monsters, they are like you. We are afraid though of everyone because we are afraid, because we are too sensitive and we don't know how to communicate. And actually, because we don't know how to communicate, we have become so sensitive. And this is not good sensitivity. Okay. This is a very big topic about our relationships. We are studying this in WOW Academy this year. Actually, this Sunday we have a webinar in the WOW Academy about our relationships. Yes, exactly. This is the best time for a traffic jam and people to horn. Yes, another sign also about the relationships of people there is no patience. Everybody hates every other driver because everybody's in a hurry. We see other people around us like they are some kind of strangers and enemies for our well-being, and that everybody wants to take something from us. This is a very, very wrong understanding of how to live. Okay, so I will recapitulate one more time the 4 things I told you. One is you need to have a purpose and specific goal. Number 2. Third, you need to be creative and not live a habitual life. And 4th is to start communicating, like bring the adventure that I was telling you about, the adventure of your life. If you cannot go to some adventure like Indiana Jones, which is not so easy in our world today, but there are ways. For example, you could follow our trips in Peru and now in Azores that we are going in February. This will bring adventure and creativity in your life. But if you cannot do this, start entering the adventure of communication with strangers. Oh, strangers. Yes, literally, start talking to strangers. Start talking to people in the supermarket, in the street, in the park, everywhere. And you will start feeling suddenly happy and alive. So there is no tiredness, there is no loneliness, there is no stress. The only thing that exists is a wrong way of understanding of our life and how to live. I wish you to overcome all these obstacles and start living from your heart, start living with power, with confidence, and without having fear, shame, and all these things that we suffer, without living like a robot mechanically, without trying to present a false self, because these are the reasons. Follow this advice and you will put your life in a better path. I love you all. I wish you the best from the busy, adventurous Bucharest, full of traffic, people, aliveness, craziness, and love. I send you my goodbyes. I will see you in the next live stream. Stay hungry for knowledge and motivation. I will put the link for WOW Academy down in the description, and I hope to see you there to come and study with us. Also, we have the trip in Azores, I remind you, in February, and I invite you also on Saturday on the webinar online, the 7 steps to acquire momentum in your life. It is very relative with what we talked today. So, I will see you all soon. Take care, bye bye, and have a great evening.